Golf has seen some absolutely ridiculous stuff over the years. Moments so dominant and so absurd, they've basically broken the scale we use to measure greatness. Make no mistake, these aren't hot streaks or lucky weeks. These are records that feel like they're 100% locked in forever. Number 1. Tiger Woods' 15-stroke major victory. And if you ever want to explain peak Tiger Woods to someone who missed it, this is the tape you press play on. Pebble Beach was supposed to expose everyone with its tight fairways and tiny greens. It was the kind of course setup where making par felt like you'd knocked it out of the park. But Tiger
win it by 15 shots and win a major championship by 15 shots. That's just unheard of.
Tiger Woods is the 100th U.S. Open champion in history. The record margin of victory for any major championship.
A 15-shot win in a major. That's absolutely unreal. It shattered a record that survived since 1862, and honestly, watching it back now, it feels unfair. Because this wasn't just dominance, this was Tiger rewriting what dominance even looks like. Number 2. Byron Nelson, 11 consecutive PGA Tour wins. Let's rewind the clock way back to a record that still doesn't make sense, because winning once on the PGA Tour is hard. Winning twice in a row is rare. Winning 11 times straight? That sounds like something someone made up at the pub after their 4th beer. But in 1945, Byron Nelson actually did it. How did he do it, you might ask? Well, I'll let him tell you that.
I made a complete inventory at the end of that year in the 44 as to what I had done wrong. I found in there that I had been careless on many shots. And then I made up a kind of like a New Year's resolution. I will not play one careless shot this year.
This will never happen again. The game's much deeper now with stronger fields and the tightest of margins. There will never be another Byron Nelson. Number 3. Jack Nicklaus, 18 major championships. Winning a major once can change a career, and winning a few puts you in rare company. But winning 18 major championships like Nicklaus did, that's an entirely different conversation. Jack didn't just dominate one era, he outlasted multiple generations. Different equipment, different courses, different rivals, and yet the exact same outcome. He won majors across 3 different decades, finished runner-up 19 times, logged 73 PGA Tour wins, most of them against fields stacked with Hall of Famers. Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Lee Trevino, Tom Watson, they were different eras of class, but he was the same problem for all of them. Take the 1972 US Open at Pebble Beach, for example. The conditions were brutal and there was no margin for error. So Jack stepped up on the 17th and delivered one of the most iconic golf shots in history. It's things like that that made winning 18 majors possible. And here's the uncomfortable truth for everyone chasing that magic number of 18. Modern golf doesn't make the feat any easier. If any current golfer was gonna defy logic and actually get there, who do you think it would be? Let me know down in the comments. While you're at it, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Number 4. 142 consecutive cuts made. This next one isn't as flashy as Jack's record is, but make no mistake, the level of consistency, dedication, and pure week-to-week excellence needed to achieve it will never be matched again, because this might be the most ridiculous Tiger stat of them all. Between 1998 and 2005, Tiger Woods didn't miss a single cut. Not once. He managed to go mammoth 142 consecutive PGA Tour events across this span of time, playing every single weekend. And sure, he only won 37 of these events, but geez Louise, that's a crazy number. Woods first surpassed Jack Nicklaus at 105, and then Byron Nelson at 113 to have this record to himself. But eventually, the run had to end. A bogey on the 18th at the 2005 Byron Nelson Championship to miss the cut by 1 shot.
His statistics from the early 2000s were so absurd.
They're absurd, no doubt.
What he's done is uncomprehendable.
I don't even know how he did that.
Yeah, it's the most amazing record in sports.
In today's game, with deeper fields, tighter margins, and way less room for off weeks, sickness, soreness, and all that sort of stuff, we will simply never see a run like this again. Number 5. 3 holes in one round. Everyone knows how rare a hole-in-one is in golf. Most pros will play their entire career and only ever see a handful. Some never get one at all. So doing it twice, in the same round, on the PGA Tour, that'd be unheard of, right? Well, wrong. Bill Weeden did it at the 1955 Insurance Open, Yusaku Miyazato at the 06 Reno Tahoe Open, Brian Harman at the Barclays in 2015, and even more recently than that, Seamus Power at the Masters 2023. Believe it or not, there's actually an international hole-in-one registry, and they have the probability of making back-to-back hole-in-ones at 1 in 67 million. Absolutely ludicrous that this has happened more than once. So the real question is, will anyone ever manage to snag 3 holes-in-one in a single round on any tour around the world? It's never been done before, but goodness gracious, it'd be incredible to see that happen. Number 6. Phil Mickelson, oldest major champion. Back at the PGA Championship in 2021, something incredible happened, and the golfer it happened to was Phil Mickelson. Mickelson turned up at Kiowa Island carrying more mileage than most at the ripe old age of 50 years, 7 days. The ocean course was brutal all week. The wind was up, the greens were firm, there were absolutely no freebies anywhere. It was exactly the kind of environment that exposes hesitation, but Phil leaned into it. The big man was in a mood.
That is perfection.
Paired with Brooks Koepka, he rolled onto the final hole with a point to prove. And man, did he deliver.
Just length is all he needed.
Second to 18.
Is over everything.
Looks awesome. And it was awesome. How about that?
Winning that major saw Mickelson become the oldest major holder in PGA Tour history. Watching it back, you realize that it wasn't about nostalgia or rolling back the years. It was experience showing up under pressure, and a player who refused to be rushed out of the fight. And with the physical demands of modern majors only going one way, this record feels probably locked in for a long time. Number 7. Hideki Matsuyama, lowest 72-hole score to par. At the 2025 Century Tournament of Champions, Hideki turned Kapalua into a full-blown birdie factory and then took it a step further. Round after round, he just kept pouring it on. He shot 65, 65, 62 and 65, which, for any non-golfers watching this, is absolutely cracked considering a par score for the course was 73. Hideki finished the tournament at 35 under par, which was a new record in a full-field 72-hole PGA Tour event.
Record-breaking win for Hideki Matsuyama.
To beat this insanely impressive record, someone will need a perfect storm of form, confidence, conditions, and timing. Is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath. Number 8. Jim Furyk, lowest PGA Tour round. Hideki's score was about 4 days of sustained scoring, but this one is about a single round where everything just clicked. Because now you should know that shooting a 59 through a round on a PGA Tour is genuine unicorn territory. It's been chased, it's been flirted with, and for a long time it felt like the absolute floor. You just couldn't go below it. But then Jim Furyk came out and said, nah, screw that, it's doable. because in the final round of the 2016 Travelers Championship, Jim pieced together the literal cleanest round of golf ever seen in PGA Tour history.
One final look, this for a 58. And a 58 for Jim Furyk, the all-time PGA Tour record.
A 58 for 12 under par. And somehow, believe it or not, it could have been lower.
He had this putt to get within 3.
I mean, perfect speed.
I had to show you the only moment he missed, didn't I? But seriously, plenty of players have sniffed a 59 before, and a few have joined that club. But nobody's touched 58 like Jim did. Not yet, at least. Number 9. Annika Sörenstam, LPGA's only 59. We've talked about how rare a 59 is in the PGA Tour. Now imagine doing that and being the only person in your tour's history to ever pull it off. That's exactly what Annika Sörenstam did back in 2001 on the LPGA. And the scariest part was that she made it look easy.
But I got to the 19th, and that's when I turned to my caddy and said, you know what, I'm so nervous, I'm so out of my comfort zone, I just need to make par, and he said, okay.
Folks, what a 9 holes of golf. She'll go over to the first tee and look at the circles on that scorecard.
13 birdies with 0 bogeys.
Goodness sakes alive, folks. This is absolutely fascinating. What's going on with Annika Sörenstam right now? So she's on record-breaking territory there.
Spectacular, perfect round of golf.
13 birdies with 0 bogeys. No one has been able to repeat the monumental effort Annika made that day, quietly flexing her 59 25 years later. Number 10. Tiger Woods, the Tiger Slam. After winning the US Open, the Open Championship, and the PGA Championship in 2000, Tiger arrived in Augusta in 2001 with history sitting right in front of him. Not a calendar year Grand Slam, something arguably harder. Finish the job, and he'd hold every major trophy simultaneously. No pressure, right?
There it is, as grand as it gets.
The Tiger Slam. And man, didn't he look relieved. Only 6 golfers in history have won all 4 majors. First one to name all 6 in the comments gets pinned. But only one golfer in history has had them all at once. The definition of a league of his own. It's records like this that people point to when the debate over the greatest of all time comes up. And modern golfers can chase records like this all they want, but I'd stake my house on it, it's never happening again. Number 11. Kathy Whitworth, 88 professional wins. Across a career that spanned more than 2 decades, Whitworth stacked up 88 professional wins on the LPGA Tour. 88. That's more victories than any golfer, male or female, in the history of the sport. And the thing is, she didn't do it in bunches or one dominant burst. This was year after year excellence, showing up, winning, moving on, doing it again.
I don't feel any extra pressure about trying to win any more tournaments because that's what I'm here for. So, I feel like everybody's kind of pulling for you, so that's kind of nice.
Her final win came in 1985 with the United Virginia Bank Classic. She continued golfing all the way up to 2005 and very sadly passed away on Christmas Eve in 2022 at the age of 83, surrounded by family and friends. Rest in peace, Kathy. You inspired a generation of golfers, and if you ask me, I don't think anyone's going to be scratching your record away anytime soon. That one's all yours. Number 12. Jack Nicklaus, 6 Masters titles. It only feels right that we finish this list where so many legacies are made and broken. The Masters, Augusta National. Because plenty of players have figured this place out once. A few have even cracked it twice, and a very select group have managed to win here 3, maybe 4 times. Tiger even managed to get across the line a whopping 5 times. But the man who took the green jacket home 6 times, more than any other golfer in history, is Jack Nicklaus. 1963, 65, 66, 72, 75, and 86. 6 green jackets across multiple eras. The one everyone remembers though, is the last one. When Jack sank that putt, he became more than just a 6-time Masters champion. He became the oldest player to ever win the tournament as well, standing tall at the age of 46 years and 82 days, even further cementing his legacy as one of, if not the greatest player the game of golf has ever seen. Tiger got to 5, as I mentioned, but that fact alone should tell you how brutal this mountain is to climb. Augusta rewards experience, but it also punishes weakness, which is why, all these years later, this record feels like it might be the most permanent of the lot. Golf will keep evolving, but some moments sit so far beyond the curve, they feel frozen in time. Some other moments that 100% will sit frozen in time are the ones on the other end of the scale, the unluckiest moments of them all. Click here to check them out.